Welcome back. We're here at a beautiful custom home built by Old Hampshire Designs, and joining me now is owner of Old Hampshire Designs, Jay Tucker.
Hey, Lynn.
Thanks for hosting us.
Thanks so much for having us.
It's a pretty nice environment to be in. It's just gorgeous.
It's a nice place to hang out in the summertime, I would say.
Talk a little bit about what makes Old Hampshire Designs different. If I'm looking to build a house and I came to you, tell me a little bit about what the process would be.
Well, what we do is spend a fair amount of time trying to get to know who the client is.
Right.
In other words, we're not just interested in as quickly building you a house as we can. We really want to know more about the client, what their needs are, and we would, we want to look at their land, presumably if they have land, and sit down and go through quite an extensive list of, we call it a wish list of things that you would want in your home, and sometimes it's a want, need, or would like, depending on how much things
And you
cost.
actually have a checklist for that.
We have an extensive list that they can look at, so we'll give them time to study it before we kind of go through it.
I think that's great, because there's probably things I wouldn't even think to write down if I were just trying to pull things out of my head, but they're probably on the list, and you think, oh, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, and for example, you may have a piece of furniture like a old grandfather clock or a grand piano that needs to be fit into the plan. We need to make sure that we accommodate that. Right. Or you may have special needs that we need to make sure that we take care of if you have maybe a handicapped relative or something like that.
Or if you're planning for that to be your forever home, you want to make sure you can stay there for forever.
Exactly, and a big trend is the first floor master bedroom living space, so that for the future you're able to spend time in just that floor, and maybe make oversized doors or whatever to be sure
for wheelchairs or whatever. That's all great. And those are things I don't think anybody thinks of, so it's great to have a checklist like that. And budget as well.
It helps. The budget
I'm sure the budget's helpful.
It's a very uncomfortable subject, but one that we have to address, and I think that's a very big part of it, because if you're able to really come to grips with what you are comfortable spending, I think the process is going to go a lot better for you, because if you're shy about saying how much you really want to spend, probably you're not going to be getting what you want, because it always does come down to budget, and I don't care if it's a $100,000 budget or a $2 million budget, it's always a struggle.
Right. So. But because you've been doing this for so long, ways to either cut corners or add here to make the budget work.
We're not shy about helping you through the process, let's put it that way. And people are amazed. They don't know that, a typical kitchen might be $25,000.
Sure.
They just don't know how much things cost.
I would agree with you.
And the other part of it is that, they'll say, well, geez, if I'm spending $500,000 or $1 million, I should be able to have anything I want, and it's not always true.
That's not really the case, Let's talk a little bit about homes and their trends right now. We're talking a little bit off camera. Things are getting smaller, more efficient.
We're finding that people are downsizing a little bit. A new trend, as you can obviously tell by the baby boomers are getting to that next level. And, with my experience, I'm finding people who are actually coming back and building again and saying, I want to downsize. And so, the house they built the first time, they're realizing it was too much. And, we're just finding that people are more often, maybe not looking for as big a home as they might have 10 or 15 years ago, thinking that they could do it with a little bit less. Which I think is for the long term, I think is a great idea.
Absolutely, and more green technology too. That's getting up on the list.
A lot more green technology, and we often say, how green are you? Because if you want to be really, really green, there may be a price tag associated with it. So, for instance, in this house, we have a geothermal heating system. She has solar voltaics on the roof of the boathouse, and she's taking advantage of that. She has a lot of LED lighting and so forth. So,
and that was a priority for this client.
It was a priority for the client. And quite often people, that is an issue that they are concerned with. And so as much as we can help them through that process, we try to do that.
Yeah, good. Well, you can make it happen. Super. Well, thanks so much for hosting us. This week, we're going to get to meet a painter that you work with, the landscape design person, and the gentleman who installed the geothermal system here over the next few weeks.
Great.
So thanks so much.
I hope they're helpful, and I appreciate you having me.
Very good. Thanks.
Thanks
Take
so
care.
much.